us. All right, this is Heartbreak City Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. This is your boy B Squared, a.k.a. Going Through the Struggle. And we're going to start from left to right and introduce ourselves.
All right, man. What's going on? I know it's been a minute.
Welcome back.
Since like first season or so. Early first
Been
season.
on hiatus.
But,
he went to go Africa to go find himself.
But yeah, it's your boy Will. I'm back.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan Turquoise, the Black Ryan Burgundy.
It's your boy Bass Lobo coming at you.
Hey, it's your boy Sandro, a.k.a. Sexy Sanders, here to deliver the brainy news.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all guys coming through. You know what I mean? You know, I know y'all could be doing anything else, but y'all, I know it sounds like a Jay-Z line. Y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all here with me. So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all showing up. You know what I mean? Coming through. Yeah. So, first is we're going to talk about world news. It's going to be very short, people. It's like 2 topics because we try not to shine a light on a person called president elected. You know the rest.
President now.
Yeah. Anyway, we try not to shine too much light on it. Yeah. But if I do shine light on it, it's just kind of like you just kind of contradict yourself. You know what I mean? It's contradictory. You know what I mean? That's the only we're gonna shine light on. But anything else, we're not gonna give them no light because everybody sees it.
That's my dude, man. He's like a celebrity in the White House. You read his tweets, that man be going off every day.
It's really bad, man.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's like government and country through Twitter.
Yeah, man. Be on Twitter. Yeah, we going live from the White House in 5 minutes. Get on it. I got a special announcement tonight, guys. Get on it.
On a whim, it can like turn like a foreign relations with a country like upside down.
Yeah.
All right, first person we got is Sandro, a.k.a. Sexy Sanders, coming through.
Oh, that's my picture. I don't think anybody can see it. But,
Nah, they can't see it.
I just wanted to mention some world news this week that happened earlier in the middle of the week. It's about the fighting in Ukraine has resumed. Might have gotten buried under all the hubba of Trump's second week of presidency. But it's a big news because, with Trump in the White House now, Russia has resumed trying to take over eastern Ukraine, Crimea area, and the separatists with support of Russian military start fighting again, and they have free reign. They think they have free reign because Trump is in the White House now, and civilians are starting to be affected, and they're starting shelling villages, and it's really bad because it's trying to what's his name? Putin's trying to do is destabilize European Union by attacking Ukraine because Ukraine is looking into entering European Union, and that's for in the long run that's going to be bad for NATO and might get America involved. But Trump is buddy with him now, and he already has lifted sanctions against Russia that have been in place because they attacked Ukraine back in like a couple of years ago, I think 2014. So that's the news from me. So Associated Press, and you can read it all about it. It's not from any,
Tainted sources.
I don't agree with what you said about New York Times.
I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know. Reason why I don't like New York Times is simply because it's like the deal about it is like when things come out. When I say things, like when certain things happen in the government that like people that should be put out like amongst the public, they always stick to like it's almost like it's scripted. You know what I mean? Certain things, certain topics. I'm not telling everything, but certain topics that are major and important. It seems like them and the Washington Post have like, we are going to do it this way, and this is how we're going to put it out. Now you can read the LA Times, you can read, Chicago Sun, you can run all the rest of the Chicago Tribune. They don't like, when you're looking at different newspapers, usually you don't, it's the same topic, but you usually get a different view from the person who's the writer. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't read the same thing and you write the same exact way as a guy from New York from Washington Post. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't get the same type of information. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to have the same source. You see what I'm saying? And it's all like, to me, when certain things go down, it just goes awry like that. And I believe that if you're going to report the news, report all of it, not just what, you are,
So you're saying they should hit it from different angles, not just baseline type stuff?
It seems like they just go off the same baseline. In certain topics, they go baseline on. Okay. Other things, they don't go baseline on. It's like, that's my opinion about it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, that's just me personally. Everybody has their own opinion. You can use whatever, but this is my opinion.
I like CNN. So.
Yeah. So next up, I got
Oh no.
I got mapping President Trump's travel ban versus business interests in Muslim countries.
Looks like Peter Griffin.
Yeah. So pretty much in my reading on this, of course you already know the 90-day ban started on 27th or whatever. It's all the way from 27th all the way to April the 27th. Is a 90-day ban. So the countries that are in this ban are Syria, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, and Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Somalia, and Libya. Those are the ones that are the bans are on those countries. Now, duly note that since these countries are banned, most of these countries that you see are war-torn countries anyway, who are, house terrorists, as they want to say. But let's look at the flip side of it. When I say the flip side of it is the countries that are not, I'm going to name them off and I'm going to go to each one of them and tell you what his affiliation is in business with and reason why he's not banning these. All right, I'm going with the top. I'm going with Saudi Arabia. He's not gonna ban Saudi Arabia simply because him and the Prince of Saudi Arabia, both of them, he bailed out Trump in the 90s, back in the 90s when he was in financial turmoil, and even bought one of his yachts also to help him out. And so he pretty much, because Trump in last year said during his campaign saying that Saudi Arabia houses terrorists, and he was like, "Oh, time out. You remember in 1990 such and such when I bailed you out? So did you forget about that? So now you recanted what you said and just sit and be quiet. You know what I mean? Because really, to be honest with you, I own you because I bought, and he also bought a share of his Trump Towers, a majority shareholder of Trump Towers in New York too. So he already has his hands deep in, so Trump can't really, say too much.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia is also like really deep interconnected with the United States.
Oh yeah.
Like, when it comes to defense and investments, they're so interconnected.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for him to justify that to his Republican friends.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Another one is UAE, is United Arab Emirates. There another one. He has luxury villas and a golf course there. That's another Muslim country. And these are majority Muslim countries that I'm naming off. Another one is Turkey. He has a licensing deal allowing his name to be used on 2 luxury buildings in Turkey. He earned like up to $5 million in 2015 for those 2 buildings. Indonesia, he has 2 resorts. They're using his brand name in Indonesia, so that's the reason why he doesn't have a ban on them. And
Azerbaijan?
Yeah, Azerbaijan. Yeah, he has business. Yeah, that was like a mouthful. He has business deals for brand. He has business deals for brand hotels and also there too. But the deal about that place is it kind of fell through, simply because he came in the office. So it was like a business, it's like a conflict, of interest. So there was like, so they scrapped it, and they was like, I don't think it's good for business, and he just got in, so they kind of scrapped that deal. And Egypt is another country that doesn't have a ban on it, that he has business deals in. And what's so crazy about it is when I say it's the flip side of it, two out of the three countries that the 15 hijackers came out of was Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, yeah.
Osama bin Laden was from Saudi Arabia. People don't know that. Yes.
I know that.
Yes. Bin Laden was from Saudi Arabia.
He's from Saudi Arabia.
Because
they kicked him out though.
they did.
Because he was a troublemaker.
Yeah. So he was from Saudi Arabia. See, people don't know that.
So that's why he was in Afghanistan.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he wanted to be able to. It was a race between he bidded it. It was the U.S. and it was Saudi had a bid between U.S. and him. He was like, "Oh, I can do it. I can come in with my people and go through Iraq and eradicate the Hussein." And then they chose, of course, America because they already got dealing with America, and they already knew they were gonna come in through Swift and get it done. And that's why he got mad at Saudi Arabia, and that's why he just kind of vowed all of this, against them, and
Yeah.
And the other country is UAE, and Lebanon is another, and all the rest of it from Egypt, UAE, and Lebanon are the other three places that the other hijackers were from. So it's kind of like you're contradicting yourself because you have business affiliations in countries that two out of the three I just named off where are hijackers from the 9/11. So
Yeah.
so
What do you think is like arguing that it's not a Muslim ban when it is?
bro, I mean, look,
It's like-
the majority of the countries you see, all of those
And-
countries are majority Muslim.
They're discriminating religion because they're saying that if you're Christian and you're from those countries, you can still come in if you're a refugee, which is so messed up because that's not what America's about. It's about non-discrimination. I mean, earlier, in our history, we discriminated and we're like racist as hell, but modern America, that's not what we're about. So we're just tarnishing our image throughout the world, and it's giving like terrorists like ammo like to build up their forces.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Of course.
yeah. My deal is this right here: when you get to a point where you say that you consider this, it's not a religious ban. But like they're a majority of Muslim countries, it's like it's like me talking out both sides of my mouth. Oh no, it's not, but really it is. You know what I mean? And my deal about it is more like it comes to where you
Give
can't.
it a different name, travel ban.
Exactly, yeah. Just like Christmas is a holiday party, you know what I mean? Like just name it something different. It's the same thing, you know what I mean?
It's terrible because it's affecting Department of Defense too. Because now Iraq is saying like, yeah, we're gonna kick everybody else too. So now, how are we gonna fight ISIS without?
You just now reversed all the stuff that we did. You know what I mean? It helped kick them out. Now you just give them more ammo to go right back and take it back over. But my deal is more like this: this country was not founded on religion.
It's not.
It was never founded on religion. The founding fathers were not even religious.
They were atheists.
If anything, they were. They dip and dabble in everything, top from Thomas Jefferson to even Benjamin Franklin.
They were enlightened.
Yeah, that's it.
That
was it.
Very smart people.
Yeah.
Based on how the countries ran, or at least their agenda they seem pushing, I would never have guessed that. Like this is
Yes.
to me.
Yeah, it's only after that, all the American majority was Protestant.
Right.
They went crazy and.
Yeah, because they fled from England. Because
Yeah.
England, there was the Church of England versus the Catholic Church,
Catholic.
and that's why they left England.
That's why they hated Irish when they started coming over.
Yeah, so that's what it was a whole issue. And then when they came to America for freedom of religion, so they can be able to pray and do what they want to do.
Right.
Yes, that was the whole basis off of it. But the country was
And
not.
here we are.
The country was not founded on religion at all. Hence why they have church and state is separate. Hence why you don't have they're not in the same grouping. The founding fathers clearly noted that hey, church and state is separate. You can believe and pray to whoever you want to because you're in this country and you have the freedom to do that. That's it. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
So yeah, man, this country was never founded on Christianity. as people think it is. It was never founded on that.
Believe, right?
No,
It's a separation, but
I didn't even know that.
It's agendas, man. It's all agendas, bro. If I want to promote my propaganda, I'm going to promote what I want to promote. If I want to promote that Christianity is number one, and I'm going to want to promote it, and I want to make it seem that Christianity was founded on Christianity, and that's what it was based off of. But it wasn't. That's why you have to do your homework. You have to see each one of the founding fathers. Neither one of them were he was a Protestant, or he was a Lutheran, or he was a Episcopalian. No, none of them were. If you even know Thomas Jefferson even read the Quran.
yeah.
So why are we? You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They dip and dabble in what they were enlightened. They thought the concept of gaining knowledge and understanding from different aspects.
Pursuit of knowledge.
It's what it was. That's what it was. It was just knowledge. That's what they gained. That's what they wanted. And it was off knowledge, not off of I went to this church. This is that. No, that's not what they did.
It's just afterwards, majority base of the country is religious, and the Congress elected to represent them, kind of represented their base. So they're religious too. They're like mostly Protestant and white Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
And they started pushing their views into the government. Putting in God we trust, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not that force. I told you it's the force of the hand,
it's
man.
not a Christian republic or whatever they're trying to make it.
No, it never was.
Well, boom.
I'm about to say that's what's up. We'll look into it.
Yeah, man.
We'll look into it.
I'm here to enlighten your mind, brother.
My third eye is being pried open right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh no.
So yeah, that was it for us for world news. I just want everybody to subscribe to our YouTube page. There's actually a link on the page. So I understand people don't get to watch the show or whatever, and people don't have Facebook. So I'm giving another outlet. I'm using YouTube. So literally, what I'm doing is when we're done with this, I sit here and I get it on here and I upload it on YouTube, so you can be able to watch it anytime. Please subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more support we have. We can get all these things, or whatever. So it's pretty soon we're gonna come out with HBC sweatshirts, shirts,
that merch.
Hats, coffee mugs, cups, mouse pads,
HBC, high tops.
Man. So we're trying to come up with a concept or whatever. But once again, I had to get a mass order of stuff to be able to order stuff. You know what I mean? I can't get ones and twos. You know what I mean? You put in an order, then I wait for a certain number, and then it gets ordered. You see what I'm saying? But we're trying to come up with the concept or whatever. But I'm glad the people who do support the real Facebook page, people who support. Or whatever, not these fraud pages that Facebook keep giving us, but but the real pages. I appreciate y'all supporting. If this is your first time watching, I appreciate it, and that's world news. So we're gonna go right into what you want to go into music. Yeah, all right, we're gonna go right into music after this.
Oh yeah,
Gotta make my transformation.
Yeah.
This hat's made it to many music festivals, so you can see it. There used to be glow-in-the-dark tape on here, and then during one of the shows, someone ripped it off and took the leather with it. The battle scar. Yeah, screw that guy.
All right, next we're gonna go right into transition to music
makes music.
since we had a short. Even though that world news was short,
That was good.
it was still good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me. It was just two things, but it was still good.
We in music. Beyonce having twins, everybody.
Oh yeah. Did you guys see that tweet?
That was genetically altered for her to have twins.
Are you being for real?
You know that.
You mean test tube babies?
Auntie? What?
Come on now.
Man, nah.
You guys-
Come on now.
Alright, maybe you're right.
You know how twins work, right? Somebody in your family or her family would have to have twins.
Yeah,
and it has to be pretty close. Yeah, and it has to be close.
Just
It would have to be close.
Yeah,
It can skip-
separated.
it can skip generation.
It can't, but not. Come on now.
It can skip generation.
These bridges.
Nah, 12.
Illuminati confirmed, bro.
12.
there's
I believe. I don't want to believe that it's genetically altered.
How we know the
It's
first
not-
time
yeah.
she just happened to have a
They say
boy,
that's
right.
but she's actually prone to have twins. You
It happens, man. It's
Stop
random.
being sheeple. You know what happened.
But you guys seen that tweet? It's like there's more.
She got money, man.
There's more black persons inside of Beyonce than in Trump's government right now.
Say what?
There's more black persons inside Beyonce than Trump's government. Cause get it? Cause it's got nobody in its color. It's all.
I'm getting sound.
Old white
I'm about to
man.
get a sound effects board in here and just be like. All right, about to do base Lobos for friends.
Alright.
Your base level?
That's
Yeah.
me, man. Alright, so real quick,
Yeah, don't make fun of my picture.
started.
Yeah,
that cutie? What happened, man?
I always let you towards the end because I want you to
Alright, yeah,
you
go
to
ahead,
get your
go ahead.
time, bro. All right, who I want to talk about? I mean, it's crazy when I discover other artists, especially other underground artists, and I'd be like, dang, I wish I would have did that person. But that's okay. But I'm gonna do them next week though. So I don't know if anybody knows who Zero is. You know who Zero is, don't you? You know who Zero is.
Yeah, I've heard.
All right, man. First of all right. Zero is the most, in my opinion, underground. Not he's not underground anymore, but underrated
Okay.
H-Town artist that's out there.
He is pretty much still underground though, because a lot of people still don't know about him.
Yeah, but they don't know about him. But I mean, but like when I say underrated because it's not like he doesn't have lyrics and he doesn't have contents. Me personally, I don't know. Like if you like UGK,
Okay.
and I ain't talking about like the Big Pimpin' Jay-Z UGK. I'm talking about like like
Diamond in the Wood.
oh yeah, Diamond in the Wood.
Spanish cheese.
The shit. The shit supposed to.
Candy.
Yeah, it's supposed to bubble, you know what I mean? Like the old, High Life, old UGK, you know what I mean? When they, back there in Port Arthur, you know what I mean? Down there in that Houston area, you know what I mean? And it's like that type of music, like, it's that I don't know. When I think about Houston, I think of Chopped and Screwed.
Yeah.
That's I like Chopped and Screwed.
You like that?
I like Chopped and Screwed. I do.
I like a few songs.
I think
but-
of
No,
I
you
think
can't.
of-
But you cannot do everything. You cannot.
That song.
Thank you. You cannot do everything chopped and screwed.
Everybody on YouTube always wants to do it. too.
You can do everything. You just gotta have the right DJ that did it.
No. Go on that piff. No, go on that piff.com and type in chopped and screwed. It's gonna come up with a bunch of damn mixtapes with a chopped and screwed. Yeah. But everybody just can't. Doesn't sound good at chopped and screwed. Great example. I tell you, like I told you, I think Bryson Tiller's Trap Soul chopped and screwed sound good. Certain R&B songs, certain R&B albums sound good chopped and
You
screwed.
just gotta sip on the right amount of dirty Sprite. Right? That's what I think about.
I don't know. I just like chopped and screwed simply because it's just different. You know what I mean? Especially from DJ Screw. I gotta bring all the way back to the beginning. Swisher House, all the way back to the beginning with down DJ Screw, who started it. Who started this chopped and screw? You know what I mean? So it goes all the way back there, and this is what kind of the era like Zero comes from. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like because he used to be part of ABN. ABN's part with Trader Truth, him and he used to be Mike Jones, but not him no more. But it's like yeah, exactly. But ABN used to be just him. It used to be Zero and Trader Truth or whatever. But they're no longer ABN because they beefing or whatever about
Sounds about right.
yeah or whatever. So I'm gonna go back to to beginnings of beginnings. If you never heard of the Zero, the first album that didn't go is underground album is Let the Truth Be Told. I'm letting you know. And the second album he had came out, but the second album he had put out was I'm Still Loving. But he was locked up when that second one came out. Both of them got good reviews. Both of them had, I'm gonna talk about lyrical contest off the rip. It wasn't like, oh man, he sucked or he didn't come with the delivery. He came with it every single time. And like Let the Truth Be Told is like one of the albums I told you that it sounds good regular, but Chopped and Screwed it sounds even better. That's just me in my opinion. That's what I was listening to earlier. That's what I was listening to earlier when I was in here. That's me, my opinion. So I mean, and another one. That's his first major was Let the Truth Be Told. But the first underground was Look at What You Did to Me was in '98 or whatever. So he's been doing this since '98. So he's been in the game for a minute. So it ain't like he's like he just pop out of nowhere.
Right.
So like and the album I'm talking about is legendary. So his album cover was, first of all, if you don't know who Zero is, he has all his albums. He has pretty much all his album covers on Legendary, from all 25 of them.
That is holy crap.
So that's number one. When I seen the cover, I was like, oh dang. I said, man, I remember that one. That was my favorite. You know what I mean?
This man has put some work.
He's put out work, man, and it's just the fact that
That's dope.
yeah, man. The first off his album Legendary, the first song Out of His Mind was that's one of the tracks I like. Reason why is because he was talking about failed collaborations with Drake, and I don't know why Drake trying to collaborate with everybody, because you can't collab with everybody. You know what I mean?
Because you know.
Yeah. And talking about working with Yo Gotti, you know what I mean, or whatever. And then also he was talking about, once again, was while talking about this beef between him and Trey the Truth. The unofficial releases to his mixtapes that he has. He like the mixtapes he put out. He has so many more mixtapes that he hasn't put out yet. You see what I'm saying? And then he's talking about the project that him and Trey the Truth had with ABN that they'll never get put out because him and Trey the Truth were beefing. You know what I mean? So or whatever. But another song is My Time. Is look back at his back in, it's like almost like looking at back in the days when you used to eat Vienna sausages and crackers, you know what I mean? When you used to do the struggle.
I'm still doing that.
And then being able to afford to go, be able to afford to go on trips to Hawaii, you know what I mean?
Eating lobster.
You know what I mean? Like being able from when I was nothing to something, you see what I'm saying? And my favorite one, the number one song I like on there is I Know. Because it's like a smooth, it's like, what I think of it is, I think of like, I can see you listen to it in your car, driving down the road, it's some cruise, you know what I mean? That slow, cool, smooth, rhythm, you know what I mean? So it's just, and it reminds you of the real people and the fake people, who is real and who's not in your life, you know what I mean? In and out of your life.
Check it out.
You know what I mean? That's why I like, I Know, because it's like, it just kind of like reminds you just a low, laid back, smooth, you know what I mean? You can ride to music type,
Right.
Just you gotta check him out, man. I just had to put him out there because nobody really talks about Zero. He's like underground person that he's underrated. Nobody kind of like gives any kind of play. I had to talk about him because I was like, man, I heard this. I came across 2 songs and I'm like, bro, man, I listened from the first track to the last track, and I'm like I gotta tell somebody about this. Like it's been out since 2006. It's been out since November, but like everybody slept on it, and I'm like, and it's almost like all the big poppy people outshine him, not because they have better content than him. It's just
how it happens.
It's how it happens, and everybody just kind of like
it's all about whoever has the biggest billboards or the biggest TV screen.
It is,
man. That's
but I had to give him some shine. You know what I mean? So I had to give Zero some shine. So
and I'm definitely gonna check him out. Honestly, I don't know too much about Houston-based rappers.
Yeah.
I always kind of stay near East or West Coast for some reason, just the way it played out for me. But
yeah. I mean, I like them. I mean, if you like, I mean, I don't know. Houston-based rappers, of course, you're gonna start with like DJ Screw.
Yeah.
And then UGK. I ain't talking about the newer the newer UGK. Is nothing wrong with it. I just like to get the basis of it. You gotta go back to like
you gotta know the history.
Yeah, the very first.
Gotta know why they legends.
Exactly.
Gotta know why they legends.
So yeah, you like Bun B,
Yes.
Pepsi, you know what I mean? There's
The
UGK.
first time I went back, man, it was like surprising to me how much people like sampled their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bun B especially.
Yeah, and that's what I said. A lot of other people like who gravitate to that music, like Big Crit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Bro, like
shout out to Big Crit.
like Big Crit. You know what I mean? So like that's like people who've been influenced by